We buried our people here. We had ceremonies here. We endured hardships here. If that doesn't mark a place or parts as being part of who you are, I don't know what does.
This is Red Rock, Oklahoma, about 80 miles north of Oklahoma City and home of the Otoe-Missouri tribe. Primarily a farming community, it's found itself increasingly battling the effects of natural disasters.
How have things started to change when it comes to the land since you started?
It's really evolved a lot to me. It's become more barren and drier.
Go ahead and tell me where we're going first then.
Farm company, I guess you would call it, but anyway, we're gonna go out there, and that's where the fire started last night.
How much burned last night?
5-10 acres maybe.
James LeClaire is the emergency management coordinator for the Otoe-Missouri tribe. And he's been spending his time putting out wildfires and trying to protect their 6,000 acres from flash flooding. In 2019, their encampment was flooded, which is an area that is sacred grounds for rituals.
As you can see, it took down this bunch of these trees right here. This was our highest mark that I could find here along this pole. So you can see how much damage it was creating through this whole area.
LeClaire says there are areas where their people used to farm but can't anymore due to yearly flooding.
When the flood waters hit it, it just washes everything away, and the farmer just got tired of having to deal with it.
A University of Oklahoma study examined these changes and the risk they pose to tribal lands. It suggests that while we're all at risk for record rainfalls or dry conditions that can fuel wildfires, Native American communities will feel the effects in stronger ways than other communities. Study co-author Teresa Sudel is a University of Oklahoma environmental scientist who has studied Native Americans and their relationship to ecology. She and her fellow researchers found that the risk for heavy rainfall is projected to increase 500% for Native Americans in Oklahoma by the end of the century. And while many cities have large stormwater systems or retention ponds, Native American communities often don't.
Some places don't have the infrastructure from the get-go. And if you start hitting it with climate change, then you get ugly numbers like were predicted in forecast. Because these things are going to be a reality, our population grows, and people are going to struggle.
Like many Native American communities, the Otoe-Missouri tribe needs more funding to battle these natural disasters.
Well, it's significant because a lot of our areas are underdeveloped. We're like developing nations.
We need to figure out how to dam it a little better, slow it down a little better to help the people further downstream and as well as around here.
They've already seen success after creating their own wildfire crews, and with more funding say they could hire more people.
Corps of Engineers developed this riffraff to try to keep the stabilization and the erosion on the bank.
They've also recently submitted grant proposals and believe if they build retention ponds and reinforce the banks of Red Rock Creek, they'll greatly reduce their risk.